In terms of money making, business, I do a few things. I run this YouTube channel, I run my Patreon page, and I resell stuff. I have a few lesser streams of income, but they're so relatively small, they're not worth speaking about. That's my main three. Now, I get a lot of time to do what I like, but there's also other days where I spend a lot of time working. On days like that, where I'm maybe sorting out all of my eBay listings or maybe making multiple videos in a day, in the hopes of having lots of content to talk about, right? I get people like, well, you're working very hard, or you're doing something that's high risk or stuff like that, because naturally when you run your own businesses, there's not the safety net that there is with a normal job. And whilst I know that a job is much more stressful in a lot of ways, you do get a set salary. You don't have to worry about if you don't make enough money per day. You do get routine. You don't necessarily get that with business, because bear in mind it's all on you. And I think the overarching message is it is all on you. I can really end that point there. You have to do everything yourself. Everything is your job. You do get the benefits of it, the free time and all the rest of it. But this is my point, because someone pointed out one point. And this point is the fact that when you run your own business, it may be a lot harder. You may have to do something that you don't like. And then this was a justification for this person saying why it's a waste of time and how I'm going to ruin my life running my businesses because it's stressful, because it's trouble, because again, you do have all of these fears and worries and stuff like that of how you're going to pay your bills and all that sort of stuff, right? If you're clever, you're going to have some savings anyway, so it's not a huge deal. If you don't make as much in a certain month, you account for that. You account for that in what you make up with your savings. But the point is, this person made an argument as to why it's super stressful. And then I thought about one thing. A job, right? A job. You got to go in every single day. Most people don't like their jobs anyway. There's a lot of stress that comes with work. And the only benefit that you really get is that level of security. But you can get fired, but that's a different subject. But what I'm saying is that's generally the benefits that come with it. But with that being said, there's a lot of risks that come with it too. And if I'm going to do something that I don't like, because by the way, I do not dislike the reselling journey that I'm on. I find it super interesting. And by the way, I'm expanding this as time goes on. There's going to be updates on that in the next couple of weeks. But the point is this. If I'm stressed anyway, if I'm not necessarily having the most fun anyway, because I'm not going to lie, right? If you want to learn how to resell online, you can sign up on my Patreon link down below. But I'm not going to act like it's super exciting. I don't really like it. And then people go, well, if you don't like it, why are you doing it? Because it makes me enough money, basically, to live the life that I want on. I've got my own car here. I'm in my own car. I paid for it all myself. And I can afford to run it very easily. And that's why we all work, so that we can afford our lifestyles, whatever that is, whether it's the fun stuff that we want, the boring stuff. The point is this: if you've got to work on something, because most of us are not fortunate enough, I'm not, to be able to not work and do nothing at all, if you've got to work on something, wouldn't you rather decide what it is? Especially in the past week, there's been days where I work relatively long, especially compared to the normal hours that I do with these businesses. And as time goes on, I am finding myself working more and more on projects. It's not intense work. It's mentally intense work, but it's not working down a mine for 8 hours a day. So I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, my life's hard. It's not. It's actually really easy and quite fun. I can sit at home, I can sit in a coffee shop, I can sit in the car, anywhere, and do my work. It's a beautiful thing of both making money from your phone and making money from your computer on the internet. But my point is, if you've got to pick doing something that you don't like or don't enjoy, and whilst I do find myself working more and more hours, unlike in a job, the reward is blatantly obvious. I might find myself working on a normal day previously 2 to 3 hours on my eBay store. I can't really give exacts because it depends on the day and so many other factors, but we'll say for argument's sake that I might do 10 listings, might process 7 to 10 orders, might remove a few listings that aren't selling well, that sort of thing. You know what that looks like? It looks like find a product, import a product, list a product, find a product, import a product, list a product, time, maybe 5, 10 times, 15 times a day. get an order, process the order, get an order, process the order, blah, 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 time and time again. So it's not the most fun. But if you're not having fun anyway, would you not rather work maybe 2, 3, 4 hours a day than 8, 10, 12? I'm not saying that my eBay journey has been boring. I'm not saying it's been not exciting. It's been quite exciting. It's been quite interesting. It's had its moments that I've enjoyed. I'm not going to lie. And I'm still on the road, so I'm not going to act like it's a bad thing. But my point is this. Wouldn't you free yourself from working loads of hours anyway, but to someone who doesn't really care? If you're doing a local shopping centre job and you work an extra 2 hours, yeah, you may have made an extra 20, 25 pounds, but the real riches have gone to someone else. When I work an extra 2, 3, 4 hours, you know who gets the overall benefit? It's me. I get much more benefit, and I'm not saying a specific number because it depends on the day, depends on the project. But now that I'm finding myself making YouTube videos, making Patreon videos, responding to comments quite a lot, responding to an increasing number of new products that I need to list, an increasing number of orders that I need to send off, and all that sort of stuff, it is to an extent becoming more hassle more hasslesome, but it rewards you at the same time. I've not really made any content directly on reselling here on YouTube in quite a while, but I think this is a little bit of a hybrid between the reselling content and the usual content, because what I'm saying here is this: if you have to do something, wouldn't you choose to do the thing that benefits you more? I think it goes back to that video that I made on risk. Like, why I won't start a business is because it's so risky. Is the real risk not having no free time? Is the real risk not having the opportunity to work in a dead-end job for 20, 30, 40, 50 years? Is that not the real risk? Rather than trying a business and yeah, it might fail, but at least you've tried. I'm not even necessarily saying following my steps of reselling, but if you want to do that and want to learn about the eBay stuff, the link is down below. What I am saying though is this: whether it's the stuff that I teach, whether it's the stuff that I do, whether it's something completely new, next time someone, whether it be on an ad, whether it be someone that you read about in the paper, whether it be a friend, talks about a business and you say it's too risky, what is the real risk? I think when we talk about making money for ourselves, we need to look at the two risks. The objective risk is that it fails, right? We lose our investment, we don't make money, whatever it is. We risk our reputation maybe. But the subjective risk, what is the risk if we live a normal life? Maybe we can't afford to go traveling, maybe we can't buy the car that we want, maybe we don't have any free time. Whatever it is going to vary depending on who you are and what you wish to achieve. I'm not here to say it's right or wrong, but what I want to point out is this: it's a weird thing in society, the fact that people will sit there and say, oh, this is risky, that's risky. But the real risk is, to me at least, even if I end up having to work in an office or something like that, the real risk is having sat there through my youngest years, the years now, I'm talking about now, when nobody expects me to own anything, nobody expects me to do anything really, no one expects you to know anything. Why would you sit through those years and waste them in the hopes of not rocking the boat, not risking anything at all? I think things are worth a try, and that's why I always try and aim for giving things a go. That's all I can say on this topic. I don't know what sort of video this one really is. It's partly me talking about my business and how things are going, partly me talking about just the process of maybe thinking about freeing yourself from the system. I don't know. I suppose they are the two things that I talk about. They're the two things that I think about quite a lot too, so naturally they were inevitably at some point going to cross over into a video, and there you go. Whether that means it was useful to you guys or not, I don't know. Thank you for watching it if you have seen up until this point, and I hope I'll see you soon. Goodbye.